Bullshit.
It's the No BS Marketing Show. I'm Dave Mastovich. This special episode brought to you by David Allen Clothing, Make Your First Impression Last Forever, focuses on some past No BS rants that are timeless. For example, I'm flying more as requests for the No BS Marketing Keynote and Workshop continue to increase. It's gratifying to know that the No BS message resonates across the country, but flying more made me think of this rant from an earlier show. No one sets out to be a bullshit marketer, yet it happens a lot. Especially because we are often uncomfortable repeating our key messages. Whether it's a fear of sounding scripted or assuming the audience remembers what they heard before, communicators struggle with repeating their message and using different mediums to tell the story again and again. Maybe we can learn from those flight attendants who repeatedly go through those pre-flight instructions. Talk about a tough crowd. Passengers listening to music on their earbuds. Others reading or working. A few that somehow managed to fall asleep already. Yet the flight attendants stick to their message, showing where the exits are and how to use the flotation device. Now that's message discipline. Sure, most passengers tune out the message, but we could all improve our communication and maybe even earn bonus message reward points by following the flight attendant message discipline checklist. Define your goals. Whether you're running a meeting, making a presentation, or sending a group email, you owe it to yourself to first decide on clear goals of the communication. If you aren't clear about what you hope to achieve, how can your message be clear to your target audience? Number 2, develop an easy-to-understand message. Sounds easy, but actually isn't. Build an outline first. Follow the outline while writing an initial draft. Then edit the draft and strive to reduce the length or word count by at least 20%. Why? Less is more. The simpler the message, the greater the retention. And since you're so close to the issue, you probably included unnecessary details that might actually reduce clarity. Number 3, stick to the core message even if you think the audience knows or understands it. We all consume content and learn differently. Repeat the message multiple times in multiple messaging mediums. Stop thinking it's a bad thing to say the same thing again and again. Instead, think of leaders you admire. They stuck to their core message, convincing you and others to buy in. Repetition increases retention. Continuing with the rants from No BS Show's past theme, here's another one that's rang true more lately while I'm on the road. It's an all-time favorite of mine that family, friends, players I've coached, students I've taught, clients, coworkers, and any no BSers out there who've listened to the show or heard the workshops have heard many times before. In a survey of more than 2,000 consumers, 48% said poor service led them to change companies in the past year. Another study asked respondents to describe their most recent buying experience, and half said they had at least one problem. It seems like we're always hearing, seeing, or reading about customers having terrible experiences. When our service is lacking, what do we tell the client or customer? When we miss an internal deadline or fail to hit a goal, what do we say to our boss? We were crazy busy and things got pushed back. Or insert supposed crisis happened, so I had to spend time fixing it. He was a difficult customer. He was impatient and rude. So-and-so was working on that, and I had to wait for her to finish it. Our price was too high, so we lost the sale. And the list could go on. Sometimes legitimate roadblocks keep us from meeting deadlines, being on time, or reaching our goals. However, bosses, peers, and clients are often frustrated and perceive the responses as excuses rather than reality. Why the disconnect? The focus is on the instance rather than the issue. If people are continually disappointed or you regularly miss deadlines, it doesn't matter what happened in the most recent instance. The issue is you don't deliver what you promise. After the fact, time is wasted rationalizing with phrases like, we were crazy busy, and self-improvement opportunities are lost. You obviously need to attempt to fix the instance as soon as possible, but more importantly, you need to concentrate on the issue, the reason why deadlines aren't met or why client service is lacking, and how to improve in this area. Set clear, specific targets and prioritize activities to achieve goals and meet deadlines. Follow up with your boss, peers, subordinates, and clients regularly to make sure milestones within the action plan are being met. Listen to the customer and provide value-added service or a discount when something doesn't go as well as expected. And stay away from those tired old excuses. The next time you're asked why something didn't go as planned, take personal responsibility and focus on the issue, not the instance. The No BS Show is brought to you by David Allen Clothing. Make your first impression last forever. The David Allen Clothing Company is here to become your personal stylist by customizing high-end clothing that's tailored to your exact body and creative expression. And David Allen Clothing wants to get to know you, your likes, your dislikes, so that they can work with you to build a custom wardrobe that is truly one of a kind. Check out David Allen Clothing at davidallenclothing.com. Summer, the weather, the laid-back mindset, vacation time. Ever wonder how much productivity suffers for companies during the summer? I've found that people use the "I'll be on vacation" line to explain why they can't get to something right before, during, and right after their actual vacation. But we marketers can be productive even at the beach. People reading under umbrellas, some with books, others with a Kindle or an e-reading device, kids building sandcastles, playing games, couples walking hand in hand along the beach. Some work on their tans, others are in the water. Think about it. It's market segmentation at its finest. We tend to fall nicely into some sort of consumer group, enabling creative people to drill down and craft targeted marketing messages tailored to reach and influence each group. Those photography guys and gals wandering up and down the beach, making eye contact and trying to talk to the moms, they already know women make most buying decisions. If they're struggling, the photo sales guys will try to use dad to get to the boss, mom. This tactic has modest success, but I admire their toolkit of sales tactics. The umbrella and chair salespeople, they take a more laid-back sales approach. They know you need them, and they simply show their products. The implication being, go ahead, be uncomfortable, get burnt. I'll be over here under one of my umbrellas relaxing and waiting for you to buy. The mass marketers also get into the game. Boats and small planes fly by with banners promoting one big idea like we always talk about on the show, usually a discounted price for a meal or nightclub specials. Talk about appropriate messaging and ad placement. Boardwalk merchants use big and small contrast in their signage and product displays. Volume discounts and packaging make vacationers rationalize their purchases away. Hey, for that price to get all that, I can't go wrong. The sights, the sounds, the sales, a marketing guy's dream. You gotta have it. Thanks for listening to this special episode of the No BS Marketing Show, where I highlighted some rants that I think are timeless and timely for you right now. Remember that your online reviews are the lifeblood of our show. They're inspirational and they help us to grow. Also, dave@masssolutions.biz is my email address. I love hearing from listeners who tell me about more guests that they'd like to hear, specific tips that they'd like to learn from, or subjects we should do a deep dive on. Also, go to masssolutions.biz to sign up for the No BS Marketing email blast that comes out weekly. It's light, intended to be read in 2 minutes or less, and it just might trigger bright ideas for you. Remember, ask yourself, what's the big idea? And build your story around the answer. It's all about bold solutions